Democrats' unbounded and unfounded confidence ahead of 2026 as polls plummet. And it's super duper unfounded. They're acting like, but you see some of them already setting up the excuse. They're gonna get shellacked in the midterms, I believe. If the trends continue like it's trending right now, they're gonna get shellacked, and they're setting themselves up for an excuse by saying it's rigged. They're already saying that the 2026 election is rigged. That's going to be the excuse when they get their butt kicks in the midterm. But Ward Clark from Red State made a wonderful article. I'm gonna pretty much read it verbatim. I normally don't like doing that. I like interjecting my opinions in between these things. I might do so, but for the most part, I'm going to be reading this verbatim because this is a great article talking about how they're basically whistling past the graveyard. You know, they're pretending like everything's okay, everything's great. We're gonna when in fact they have some of the lowest poll numbers in history, in recorded history for the Democratic Party. So we're going to talk about it, but before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from, again, the Red State, and they report that whatever is a young, motivated, ambitious, smart, young Democrat political aspirant to do. Okay, you probably saw through the flaw in that statement. There may be young, motivated, and sure ambitious young Democrat political aspirants, but smart, I have to say that assumes facts, not in evidence. Now, when you cast your optics upon what passes for the young left is in this country at the moment, the Democrat Party is like a fish riding from the head down. Just look at their leadership. In the Senate, we have Chuck Schumer, who hovers broodingly over the caucus like some dark vulturing figure. In the House, Hakeem Jeffries, light Obama, runs from pious pronouncements to dire prediction, all the while casting nervous glances at ebullient Republicans cheering over their latest win. Joe Biden recently shambled forth to deliver something slurred and repetitive, while Kamala Harris has now taken her infamous word salads to book format. And beneath it all is the specter of her imperial majesty, Hillary I, Dowager Empress of Chappaqua, who on occasion surfaces to yet another pompous, dishonest statement before returning to the deep, dark depths, there to rest and feed until her next appearance. I love it. See why I want to read this verbatim? Add in some Ivy League campuses full of shouting anti-Semitic Hamas supporters, Antifa, and hordes of pro-illegal immigrant rioters, and you have today's Democratic Party. Isn't that it? That's it. That is the Democratic Party. That is everything that they are in a nutshell. I love that. And yet they are trying to whistle past the graveyard of the upcoming midterms. Democrats are expressing confidence about their prospects in the 2026 midterm election cycle, despite the party's approval ratings plummeting to near historic lows in 2025. With the midterms fast approaching, Democrats are facing a slew of recent polls showing that a record number of Americans view the party unfavorably. I've gone over all of those polls, so they can't pretend. So when they get shellacked in 2026, when and if they get shellacked in 2026, they can't say the election was stolen because we got all the receipts, all the polls showing that no one likes them. Despite this, some Democrats repeatedly continue to show optimism about their odds of winning back the House of Representatives in the upcoming 2026 elections. Quote, House Republicans are delivering on our agenda to cut taxes, reduce the cost of living, reduce federal spending, secure our border, and restore peace through strength, House Speaker Mike Johnson told the Daily Caller News Foundation in an exclusive statement. Democrats have opposed every measure, and it's no surprise poll after poll reflect their disarray and unpopular ideology. As we continue keeping our promises to enact the America First agenda, we will defy history and grow our majority in 2026. I agree with that statement as of right now. You know, things could change. I always have to put that clarifier in there. Things could change. We never know what's going to happen between now and the midterms. But as of right now, Republicans got this. Hey, that's the rub. President Trump, regardless of what else you may say about him, is forthright. He says exactly what he thinks. He says precisely what he wants to do. And he then turns all of his furious energy on doing it. He learned a lot from his first term, and now he put a team together. The results have been remarkable. Congressional Republicans seem like they are finally getting better at cat herding as well. Meanwhile, Democrats are stuck in the cycle of when our progressive policies fail, we just have to progressive harder. Isn't that what I've been saying? Isn't what I've been saying since the 2024 election? Instead of shifting and becoming more moderate, the Democrats has moved further to the left. They're doubled down on the ideology that lost them the last election. They haven't learned from their mistakes. But a Wall Street Journal poll released July 25th found that the Democratic Party received the lowest favorability rating among voters in 35 years. Additionally, some Democrats have conceded that their party is trapped in a nightmare scenario following the GOP's victories in the 2024 election cycle. Were the Democrats still in possession of enough smarts to pound sand, they would be turning to people like Joe Manchin, John Fetterman, and even Josh Shapiro begging for salvation. But I think we all know that's not happening. No, they anytime anyone speaks, it comes to the middle or goes towards the middle, they're attacked. I mean, look at Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel came out, made some common sense statements like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be fighting for transgender men to be in women's spaces. Maybe we shouldn't be mutilating children. And look how they attacked Rahm Emanuel over that. Well, they're going to stick it out. They're going to keep pushing for unlimited illegal immigration for dudes in girls' sports, their locker rooms and their showers, and for pink-haired, overweight freaks serving in the United States Marine Corps. That's what they have. That seems to be what they're running with. And to that, I can only say this. Fine. You guys go with it. That's what I said. I'll continue to go down that path because you're not winning anyone with that. Were I to offer any advice to congressional Republicans, it would be keep on doing what you're doing. We're nowhere near tired of winning yet. I agree. Remember when Trump said we're going to be winning so much, we're going to get tired of winning? I don't think I ever get tired of winning. And were I to offer any advice to Democrats, I could do no better than to repeat the advice already given to them by the wonderful Senator John Kennedy. Try not to suck. But that advice, I hope, would be water off a duck's back. I agree. I don't see them self-correcting. They have plenty of time to do so. They have plenty of time so far to move towards the middle and what average Americans are looking for, but they continue to back the 10 and 20% on these 90 and 80% issues. So I don't think they're going to win over anyone. They continue to act like men are toxic. They continue to want to mutilate children. They continue to want open borders. Look at the sanctuary cities. They're not fixing any of that stuff. This New York is getting worse and worse and worse. And you got people like Letitia James out there still protecting these illegal immigrants that is ruining their city. It's ridiculous. And people are watching, people are seeing that, and people are fed up. I think the Democrat Party is donezo. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.